the awe of being transported to someplace fantastical or standing in the presence of impossible creatures. It's a means of escaping reality. Well, not to be the guy that people hate inviting to parties, but I couldn't resist compiling this list of behind-the-scenes shots from 10 of your favorite CGI-filled blockbusters. Before I completely demolish the magic of cinema, maybe now's the time to hit the subscribe button and click the bell. Have something to say about this archive? Let us know in the comments below. Also, be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you can still appreciate getting lost in theatrical productions.
Number 10. Alice in Wonderland. The world of Alice in Wonderland is a whimsical place that required quite a bit of computer generation. In fact, look at the behind-the-scenes photos of the movie and it's almost absurd how much green screen and green fabric was used. The amount of green is absurd, though it's actually appealing to the eyes how much every other color pops in these production photos. Number 9. The Avengers. Nothing screams awesome comic book movie more than Thor wrestling around with half a Hulk? This capture tells us one thing. Those tense fight scenes we get to see on the silver screen are a lot sillier to watch in person. While there's a lot to take away from this photo, such as the techniques used to help more unique choreographed fights flow during filming, yet it ignores one very important question. Who gets the honor of taking the Hulk torso home after filming? Number 8. Man of Steel. Watching Superman soar across the sky is, well, it's pretty epic. Whether you enjoyed Man of Steel or not, we should all be able to agree on that at least. What's far less awesome is seeing how those high-flying shots are done. Surely they don't require Henry Cavill to obtain a gift of flight. They do ask that he put on his serious face while striking a Superman pose attached to multiple riggings and in front of a large green screen. How hard must it have been to look the part in what looks like a very silly scenario? Number 7. Life of Pi. I get that leading man Sharad Sharma couldn't actually snuggle a tiger, but logical reasoning doesn't make this behind-the-scenes image any less silly. It's a tender moment between the two companions, and somehow Sharma had to make it through petting this blue abomination without cracking a smile. I have to hand it to him. It isn't easy interacting with an inanimate object like it's a living, breathing thing. But it's even more difficult when that object is just a big blob of color with no real distinguishing features. Number 6. The Jungle Book. Young actor Neil Sethi did an incredible job with the 2016 live-action version of The Jungle Book, but I didn't really appreciate his performance until I caught a glimpse of what he had to work with. Filmed mostly in front of a blue screen with some jungle facades speckled about, Sethi was forced to interact with puppeteers and really crude workups of the CG animals. I get it, there isn't a Gigantopithecus with Christopher Walken's charisma. Funny enough, behind-the-scenes photos of The Jungle Book look a lot like how I'd imagine a black box theater would handle it. Number 5. Beauty and the Beast. Every scene in Disney's latest version of Beauty and the Beast would have been so much cooler had they ditched CGI and just let Dan Stevens stomp around in his mocap muscle suit. He looks like a low-budget version of Spider-Man's The Rhino. Kudos to Stevens for being able to move around in that bulky suit and for proving even heftier men can cut a rug on the ballroom floor. Number 4. Captain America: Civil War. You know, if you replace the green screen with the forest behind Hawkeye's house, the big airport battle scene in Civil War looks a lot like a well-planned LARPing session. That's live-action roleplay, in case you didn't know. Big-budget movies are incredibly cheesy before CGI is added, but there's something about these scenes, specifically when they rush towards each other, that's simply glorious without CG. Number 3. Jurassic World. When Steven Spielberg brought the Velociraptor to life in Jurassic Park, it wowed audiences. When Colin Trevorrow took up the mantle for Jurassic World, everyone's favorite bipedal killing machine was more of a circus act. In fact, I think viewers would have appreciated watching a story unfold about the cast of characters that stood in for the CG dinosaurs. On a side note, those Velociraptor hats would make great holiday gifts. Number 2. Guardians of the Galaxy. Think back to all the scenes in Guardians of the Galaxy that featured Rocket the Raccoon. There were a lot, and now you have the joy of knowing that in each of them, this gent was milling around in a bright green suit. While this image of Drax, Don't Call Me a Thesaurus Destroyer petting Sean Gunn, who served as Rocket's motion reference, is a gem, there are also many other scenes we'd love to see him in, specifically scenes where both of his characters, Rocket and Kraglin, interacted with one another. Number 1. Justice League. It seemed criminal to talk about movie CGI in 2017 and not mention the Justice League Henry Cavill mustache debacle. While filming Mission Impossible 6, Cavill's role required a mustache, one that Paramount refused to allow him to shave for his Justice League role. So instead, Warner Brothers was forced to digitally remove the stash, and the end result is one of the very few examples of CGI being worse than the original shot. Cavill's blurred upper lip distracted audiences and became the laughingstock of cinema. Thanks for watching. I hope we didn't spoil some of your favorite movies for you. Remember to subscribe to the channel, click the bell so we can tell you when the next Top 10 Archive video appears on the YouTube scene. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment about your favorite CGI movie scene.